Okay, so today we will talk about the JavaScript, and let us see the real-time example. So see an example. I have a ESP label, and say ID equals to LBL username, run at server, and text is say username. So beside that, I need one text box, ESP colon text box, ID I will give equals to txt username, run at server, and text I will keep it blank. And next line, I have a button, ID equals to BT and submit. Run at server, and text equals to submit. Okay, now when I click on this button, I want to check that username is equal to some value or not. If it is so, then I just want to let's have one. So let's have one more label down here, and I want to say call this label as LBL status. So when I click on this and text, we will remove it. When I click on this button, so on this button clicks, if I say if txt username dot text equals to blank, okay, double equals to for comparison is equals to blank, then LBL status dot text equals to username cannot be blank. Okay, so something I want to write. After that, I'll say if txt username dot text equals to Raman, then LBL status dot text is equals to valid user. Okay, and So let's run it and see what will be the output of this. So let me run it. So let us see here. I am clicking on the submit button without putting anything in the text box. So you see here there is a postback happened. So whenever there is a postback happen, it goes to the server and come back. And there it checks that username is blank. So it writes a message that username cannot be blank. So in this case, we actually don't need that postback. We don't want to go for the server. So these kind of things, we can check it on the client side. Because when I am clicking, so see there the postback is happening. My request goes to the server and server sends back the response in the HTML form. But that I don't want. I want there should not be a postback everything, these kind of things where, which we can do on the client side. I need to I need to check on the client side. So what is the solution? There are a couple of solutions. So the basic one, the base of all this solution is the JavaScript. So how to apply the JavaScript here? JavaScript is a client-side programming language. So how to add the JavaScript? For that, we need to add a script tag and type equals to JavaScript. Okay, and JavaScript is most of the time we write the program in the form of functions. So I'm creating a function and say function name is, we can give any name, check user. Now my first thing is to find the element. What I'm going to do, I'm going to search my username text box. Then check its value. Okay. If it is blank, then throw a message. Okay. So what I'm saying here, find the element. Actually, JavaScript works on a model which is called DOM, Document Object Model. Document Object Model is nothing but your browser on which you see the output. It's a document which has the elements like text boxes and all this when it comes to the client side. So when that page is consisting of the elements or controls, then we can search that element through that document. So how to search? To declare a variable in JavaScript, we use the where keyword. So say an example, I want to search my text box whose ID is txt username. So I'll take one variable here, say txt equals to. So document is the base class for that document model. Document dot get element by ID. ID means I want to get the element on the basis of ID. So get element by ID, which ID I want to find, txt username. Because username is the txt username is a ASP control. So we need to get the element by question mark equals to txt user. Okay, and let me remove this. So what I'm doing, so equals to txt username, which is the control name, dot client ID. So that basically gives me the ID of this txt username. I want to see the value. So dot value is the another property which returns the value. So getting the value of the text box. And if you want to print, if you want to pop up in a message, then we use the alert keyword. So I'm saying alert txt. So let us see how to add that into my button. When I click on button, I want to call this method check user, which is a JavaScript method. So I will go back to my page load, and here I'll say btn submit dot attributes dot add. So on click, what I want to call my method JavaScript method, which is check user. Put a bracket here. So let us see what will happen now. Let me run the program. So let me put some value here, say Fanny, and click on submit. So it gives me that value. Okay. And if I put it blank value is coming. And you also see that server-side code is also executed after that, which is fine because first my check user method is get executed, which I have written in the JavaScript. After that, my server-side code executed, which says that txt.text is blank. So it is writing into the label by saying that username cannot be blank. But what I want that this should not be executed at all. Means my server-side code should not be executed at all if the username is blank. So I will go back to my JavaScript and I'm saying if txt, which is having the value of the text box, dot length equal to 0, then alert username cannot be blank. And return false. Means don't go and execute the server side code. If the length is not 0, then return true. So now if I go back to my CS file, instead of check user, I will say return check user. If it returns false, then this code will not execute. It will stop over there. And if it is true, then server side code will be executed. So let us run again. Okay, so now this is blank. Now watch here, there should not be a postback. So see, username cannot be blank and so far there is no postback and okay. So everything is checking on the client side. So there is no request goes back to the server. Now this is the one way that where we can write the attributes.add, but 2.0 onwards there is another method, another event I will say, which is added into the button which we can say on client click. On client click, I'm saying return check user. So this is another method where you can write the client side scripting. So now here I'm saying when client click happens, at that time go and call my this method. So let's run again. Okay, so here output, when I click, the same output comes and there is no postback is happening. So this way we can apply the JavaScript on the ASP control buttons.